Welcome back to Apex Alchemy. So last Saturday, Jed Hornbeak was sitting in with us on our live, our 1,000 subscriber giveaway party. And if you've already watched the live, there won't be a whole lot new here. There won't be anything new here, actually. But what I've done is I've kind of compressed the questions and kind of created a little interview video. And so if you missed the live or you just want to watch through the questions, here's the video for you. And very much thank Mr. Jed Hornbeak for sitting in once again. I'll tag him his YouTube channel in the title if possible. Make sure you go over there and subscribe. One of my favorite makers made this knife, Antler Hunter, as a 101. But like he says in the interview, or if there's designs he's made in the past, he may be willing to make them again. So give him a follow and enjoy the video. Thank you. She's crunching that on another computer on the other side of the house. So we get the opportunity to talk to Jed Hornbeak. So does anybody have any questions for him? You've seen his knives on the videos. He made this Antler Hunter. Excellent knife, man. I love this knife. It's never too far away from me. And
So you get some carry. Is that what you're saying?
yes, I carry this knife a lot. And Jed, some of the magic in your knives is from the sheaths. You know what I mean? Like your sheaths are just as amazing as your knives. Like I don't know if everybody realizes that or not, but like your sheaths, like how long does it take you to make a sheath versus making a knife?
Uh, Sometimes it takes probably just about as long to make the sheath. Like on them scabbard stabbers I did, it seemed like I had 4 hours just stitching along the outside of the sheath, and they had inlays and a bunch of other stuff done to them. So you're talking about 4 hours plus just of hand stitching, because I don't have a sewing machine, so it's just me sitting there by hand stitching it.
Right,
And so
right.
it can take over a full day to do one sheath, depending on, some of them are more elaborate than others, and some of them go a lot quicker than that. But fixed blade needs a sheath, you know what I'm saying? It ain't much good unless you're just going to look at it without the sheath. I do a lot of kydex too, and the kydex is, you can't put a whole lot of elegance in kydex. It's just meant for use, and you can spice it up some, you know what I'm saying? But compared to leather, you can do a little bit more with that as far
Right.
as personalizing it.
Okay. Um, so your sheaths, like you make them all by hand, you got to stitch them all by hand, all that stuff. So that's a thing, right?
Right. That is a thing.
Yeah,
And
man. Like those.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you're good, dude. Like I'm just like the like you're talking about the scabber stabber sheath. That thing is ridiculous. Like I don't know how much it would cost to have one of those made for you.
And I really don't know either, because I haven't worked with any other professional leather workers. I've never had a sheath made by somebody, so I don't know what they would go for. But
Man,
some of
probably
them
about
would
as much.
be, $200 or $300 if I just sat down and charged for a sheath. And that's not something I do, because I've got plenty of knives that need sheaths for them. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a process.
I kind of wish you just made sheaths. Now, not just made sheaths because your knives are awesome too, but like I kind of wish you just make sheaths for like just any old thing. I could just like bring you a handful of stuff like this whole ugly bastard. Have you ever seen this? Did I show you this?
No, but I like that. Who makes that?
Okay, so I drew it on paper and PTSD Blade Works made it for me, and he makes really good knives. But this knife, I call it oh ugly because like I can't design a knife. You know what I mean? But
I
like
like that. Is that serrated?
no, it's got like that jimping or whatever on top.
Oh, okay.
You got a lot of that going on.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Or
So
some
you
similar.
skin alligators down there in the Lake County?
Louisiana. Yeah. Whenever I visit Louisiana, if I run over an alligator, it's getting scanned.
Okay, okay. So you don't have a sheath for that? Is that what you're saying? No sheath?
He made a kydex sheath for it, but because of the recurve, it takes off a lot of material of the sheath whenever I pull it in and out. But like, I'm not. I know I could talk you, into making a sheath for me. But what I mean is like it'd be really cool if you had a service where like you'd be like, okay, you don't want one of my knives? Well, you're gonna pay $800 for one of my sheaths.
Right, and I just keep the knife. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah. But no, man, so
But I'll hook you up if you need a sheath made, Billy.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Now
yeah. You prefer
everybody
cotton
that sees this,
or leather?
yes, leather, leather.
You
If
prefer to have a leather sheath on your on? Is that all your knives? Yeah,
absolutely. You know that spare sheath you made me? You remember
yeah.
the spare sheath? Okay, so I'm using the spare sheath with the antler hunter right now. Right now I'm
Oh, so
using
I'm,
the other sheath for this little spider co.
that's cool.
You know,
Yeah, it
he's
feels
like
like good. It's got good retention in there. So why do you
it does.
prefer the leather? What is it about the leather that's so appealing more so than the Kydex?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I think I'm just old school or something. I have no clue, man. I mean, there's some knives that the Kydex doesn't bother me on. I think it's, got more to do with how smoothly it goes in and out. Like, say this Morris knife, this is a Kydex sheath, and it's fine, but it's got a straight edge and it's Tonto. And like when you put it in, it has a click and it's not going anywhere. And it don't struggle to get out. The fitting is proper on it. Where
Right.
some Kydex sheaths aren't as proper. I don't think. They're just kind of slapped together. Like so I think some knife makers do a really good job at making a really good Kydex sheath, and some knife makers do a really good job at making knives and not so much on the sheaths. But you do a
Well,
great
I
job on
appreciate
both.
that, Billy. I know that's coming from the bottom of your heart, and
That's right.
I appreciate that. You're a good man.
Jed, how long have you been making knives, man? What got you into it?
I've been making knives about 10 years as a hobby. And so this guy gave me a knife. I may have it on me. Okay, so a friend of mine, always talking about wanting a butterfly knife with the clip on it. And I was machining at the time. And so one day he just bought this and gave it to me. And I've carried it pretty religiously for the past 15 years. And so in my uh, quest to repay him back for the favor, I started building a knife because I
Okay.
was working, in the machine shop. I get out there on my lunch break and just work on stuff. And I built a few skinning knives and gave him one. And
Dude,
from
that's
there,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. So from there, and I built knives before that, like in my teenage years. I posted a picture on Instagram here a month or so ago of ones I made as a teenager. And so it's something I've always been into. And from there, making that knife for that dude, I just started piddling on my lunch break and stuff for the next several years. And I built my knife grinder on my lunch break and stuff like that, just
You built
eat
the
real
machine on
quick.
your lunch break?
Yeah, yeah. I took it out one piece
Dude.
at a time, like the Johnny Cash song.
Yeah, like a 57, 58, 59 Cadillac.
Yeah, so over those years, I was just kind of honing my skills and expertise. And so I worked in a machine shop ever since I was in high school. I started co-oping out and went to Obine Central, still had machining then, which they don't now. I was the last year that they offered that. But
Okay.
anyways, there was a shop just right beside it basically, and I started working there out of high school. Just a small job shop, probably had 20 employees or so. And so they would bring us prints. It'd be just a stack of prints, and it may be everything from sawing the part to milling it, turning it on the lathe, heat treating it, grinding it. It could do just about anything. And so from doing all that, you learn how to do a bunch of different things, learned how to heat treat and weld and, useful things because a knife is metalwork, and honed those skills, sold some few knives over the course of the past 10 years, made some of them on YouTube. I think I've taken a lot of my videos down now, and I started doing it full time here this year. So
Okay.
been doing it full time for right at a year now, getting pretty close to it.
Do you enjoy it?
I
I
do
mean,
enjoy it.
I figured that was an automatic yes. I just, like just wanted to ask anyway.
It's all on me. There's different pros and cons to working for yourself. I still get mad at my boss sometimes, but that's how it goes. But I
Yeah,
do enjoy it. Like I can get up and see my kids off to school and they just come out here and work and go pick them up from school. And I'm not having to ask to do things. There's always something going on. It seems like it was always a hassle
that's
working for
right.
the men, having to, fit my schedule and their busy schedule together. Because that's why I
Yeah,
quit machining. We were working 50, 60 hours a week and for a good decade. And that it got tiresome after a while. So I got some machines in my garage and I can just do it here. I can
dude,
be the man, Billy.
you do what?
I said I can be the man.
That's right. You can be the man. You are the man. Like meticulously to like one stage to the next, and he's got his stone washing machines. He's got
We can do
grinders,
a
and
shop tour, Billy, if you want.
we might as well, man.
I
Show
don't
us
know
around,
what you got going on. Like
dude.
I
We're gonna be here for a while.
okay, we'll Blair Witch you around and we'll show everything. Odd.
He said we'll Blair Witch around. I like it.
Green.
Okay.
There's the milling machine. So a lot of my knives get machine work done before I grind them. That's what I've been working on today, putting some fullers on these.
What model is that?
I hadn't named it yet. You got a good name for it?
The Alchemist.
The Alchemist. Okay, I'll need a name for this one too.
You can call
Working
that
on
the Alchemist too if you want to.
5 of those. There's a couple of these.
Bro,
Yeah, it's gonna have a nice sharpened swedge on the back of
dude,
that.
dude, that's cool, man.
Yeah, these are gonna be pretty sweet too. They're gonna be pokey. But anyways, yeah, I cleaned up a lot. Y'all should have seen it before. Just joking, I didn't. But so here's my laser engraver here. This does all the tumbling, and it's crammed in here. Like there's not a much of wiggle room to it.
Yeah,
There's a 3-phase drill press, which I don't use because I had to bolt this thing to the floor. But I had to bolt it to the floor, and that was the only place to put it. Surface grinder. So I rigged that head up where it would take a belt, same as my belt sander, because it, uses stones on there. My bad. I got a nice little congestion. Past few days, it's this, I think it's the Lake County air coming up through here, something like that. It's messing me up.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. That's some felony air.
There's the barrel blaster. If anybody's looking for a good bead blaster, I can't remember. I think I gave like $300 or $400 for that, but it's a pretty
Yep.
decent machine. Yeah. All it is a barrel with some attachments on it. It does the job. There's an old dinosaur of a Miller welder. And my knife grinders.
Dude,
Bandsaw.
how do you sharpen your knives in the shop? Do you sharpen those on a belt sander? On a belt grinder?
Let's see. So I have this rotary platen, which is basically a rubber belt along these wheels, and it gives you you can convex grind, so you can push into it, and it radiuses the edge. And so I'll
Dude,
do that. I'll hit it with a sanding belt, and come in and hit it with a leather belt with some compound on it, and it does a good job.
that's what's up, dude.
See if I can spin this back around here. Okay. There it is.
Where's it go? Where do you see your thing in 5, 10 years?
I don't know, really. I don't know, because sometimes I'm just living for today, getting through today. You know what I'm saying?
I
Just
completely
surviving.
understand. I
But
completely understand.
I guess to make knives in this shop long enough to get something a little bit bigger would be nice.
Are you
Where I
looking to
got
hook up with any stores? Like any like let's say if we could talk D&K knives into checking out some of your models, would you be interested in having him stock some of your product?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Did you
That's
hear
what
that, D? Don Farmer, you could be the first store to stock Jed Hornbeak knives.
exclusives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exclusives, because all of them are exclusive, right? I mean, like you make he may make 4 or 5 different. He may make 4 or 5 of the same model, but they're all got differences. Like different characteristics or
Different
different
handles
Yeah,
handle
on.
like
colors.
the swedge may be different, or the grinds may be different, something like that. But
Right.
it's hard to. I'm putting out a small number of knives because it's just me, obviously, in this small shop.
That's
And
not a bad thing, though.
no, it's not a bad thing. So I'm not sitting here pumping them out on a CNC, or it's not anybody else working for me. Not outsource. The only thing I outsource is the water jet service because that saves me a ton of time.
Just
But
about everybody we talked to in Nashville did the same thing. Like Dustin Driver said, he said, "I do everything except for the water jet." You know, I think that's pretty standard now, isn't it? Unless you forge.
probably, if you had some knives that were kind of straight and didn't have a whole lot of cutting, like if you had just a bar, you could cut out notches here or there and make a knife, or something like that. It's going to take a little bit more to cut out. You'd have to get an angle grinder, and I've done this for years. You just cut chunks off and then go to the grinder and grind all this stuff out. And it's not very repeatable. So you can just draw it up and email CAD to somebody and they can water jet it out. And it
Did you,
saves a lot of time.
did y'all see that handle he was just holding up? I mean, like you can see that it's going to be a badass knife, right? Look at that. It's going to have a sharpened top swedge. Look at that. The tail end of that. Look at. Oh my God! It's not even done, and it looks badass, man.
This one's got a 60-degree.
Toilet paper micarta handles.
Yeah. Hey, I would.
Don't,
You
don't
could set
put.
that big wood chips in it, and that'd probably make a pretty tough handle.
Yeah,
You
man. I
know,
mean,
you've been to
you can
county
make
schools just like I have.
Still there.
Still there.
Toilet paper's terrible.
right.
Gets the
Did
job.
any of you guys have a question for
Right
Mr.
there, I had it
Hornbeak?
pulled up.
Oh, sorry. So Garen Gatorlope says, does Jed have any interest in eventually getting into forging blades?
That's a good question. No, I
No.
really don't, and I don't know why. It's just not a. It's something I would like to learn, but if I ever did forge, it'd probably be something like tomahawks or axes or something like that. Because
There we
it's just
go.
really. I mean, this may change tomorrow. Right now, my style is it's just it's stock removal, and I don't have a place for a forge. And if I did, I could forge guards and a bunch of different things for a knife, and I would like to. But as far as me doing it on a professional level with a forge, I highly doubt that will ever happen.
We visited a forge. I mean, it's like a building, like in order to keep those things they
The
duct
build,
air, all
yeah,
the air and shit, like down on the fire and stuff to keep it like really hot. And there's all there's just
There's
all
a lot
kinds
that
of
goes
stuff
into
that
the
goes into
forge.
a forge. It was like it
right.
took up the entire building, like I don't think it would be a cheap process. I'm sure you can like make like some sort of makeshift forge. I've heard of people talking about coffee can forges. I don't understand what that is because a coffee can can't get hot enough to.
Now, what you do is you wrap some kale wool in there, or you can make some refractory cement and put in there where it won't burn. Like
Okay, I got you.
if you take plaster of Paris and sand and water and mix it up, I've made a foundry like that before, and
Oh,
like a 5-gallon paint can. So it's
there.
doable.
I guess it
Not
is doable.
the propane inlet in there if you're doing a propane forge. But it'd be nice to know how to forge. Absolutely. And it
It,
seems like a good wintertime project to me because, like, when it's 98 and 100%
yeah,
humidity, I don't,
yeah.
I don't want to do no forging.
No,
But
Ken
in the
said you could
winter,
do a propane forge.
yeah,
that's what he
propane.
was
Oh, that's what you were
pretty
just talking
much
about.
talking
Okay.
about with the
Yeah,
paint can. But
yeah, and they're not expensive. We should get one. We could tinker around on Saturday afternoons. We could build us some Hornbeak Alchemist knives.
There we go.
Hornbeak alchemist.
That's what Dopey just asked. He said, "So since Jed has a scab knife already, will we be seeing an Apex Alchemy knife from him?" I gotta learn how to draw first, man.
You got what?
I gotta learn how to draw. I don't know nothing about designing a
Send me to
knife.
drawing school.
They got those. I see people designing knives on programs. I think you were talking about CAD or whatever.
Oh,
Like
Tinkercad. My
they,
kids just use that for a project in class.
Tinkercad.
got preschoolers using it.
No, I'm not in preschool right now. I'm fourth grade.
Got fourth graders using it. Billy don't even know how to turn a computer on.
So I draw mine on a piece of paper. Like I got graphic paper, and I'll draw it out, and then I'll convert those over to the computer.
You
And
draw them out three-dimensional.
Well, there.
no,
Ken
no,
does CAD
it's
for a living.
two-dimensional on graphic paper.
Ken says he does CAD for a living.
CAD for a living. That's a smart dude then. Ken
Ken is smart. Brilliant.
Guarantee it if he does it for a living.
What's up, Jed?
Oh, what's up, Joe?
Joe is in the house. Joe is he's trying to get 1,000 subscribers this month, y'all. So anybody watching the video now or later, Dopey, can you drop Joe's link? I don't know how to make anybody admin or anything.
We got several.
Okay.
In here.
Well,
What?
yeah.
Joe's getting too. Y'all are big time in together.
Joe, I told Joe that I should just hire him to do my video editing. Like take all the
No
ums
doubt.
and uhs
You know
out
what I'm
of it, all the bad words whenever I cuss and don't mean to, he can take it all out.
Well, he's a gifted dude when it comes to video editing. I'll
Yes,
say
he
that.
is. Ken
Because
said if I put it
putting
on a
up,
napkin, he will 3D them for me.
yeah, ain't that how Harry Potter was wrote down on a napkin? Something like that.
No clue.
You
Is
know
that how
Harry
she wrote
Potter?
the book? I'm familiar with the movies and the books. I mean, kinda, sorta. I didn't get
Yeah,
into
didn't
them.
wonder J.K. Rowling, whatever her name is, didn't she write the first one down on a napkin, sitting in a diner or something like that?
That'd been a lot of damn napkins, wouldn't it? That's
That's what
that's
I'm
a
saying.
big
Great
book.
thing start on napkins.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll buy me a
I
handful of
told you, Ken's
napkins.
a smart dude. So we get
You
something
take
good.
out the fun words, Billy.
You get one of them diner napkins, you can make a sword. Them things fold out like 4 foot wide.
Yeah.
That's right.
I had some today when we went
They would have
night
arrested us if we would have took those napkins today.
And like the napkins you get in them packs is like a fork and a knife, and you get
Yeah.
like salt and pepper. Those napkins, you gonna unfold them, dudes, they're like that big.
Yeah,
Like that's
They're
not even
tiny.
like your whole face off.
they should come with a pen though. Just in case you have a small idea.
Choir boys, Scab said hi to both of y'all, by the way.
What's going on, Scab?
Where's he at?
That is-
I missed him. There he is.
Yeah, there we go.
Scabs, get off work, man.
Congratulations, much love, Jay. What's going on, Scab? Hope you and Meg are doing good. He's doing the powder coat thing, right? He had to work today. Is that what you said?
He did. He did have to work today. Yep. I'm not.
That's unfortunate. What is today? Saturday? I can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
It's Saturday.
Saturday.
It sure is. So we're gonna get you in a store. We're gonna get some alchemist knives out to set beside those stabbers.
We need ugly sweaters
Oh, dude, we can do
with
ugly.
logos.
I was born ugly, man. I can do this
You
shit.
can put your ugly knife on the sweater.
That's true.
We can put our jobs.
Can we revisit this knife? Is it possible to revisit the design of this knife? I could talk to Greg and see if he minds if we take the design and make it more three-dimensional.
Oh, we could squeak it and tweak it. Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this blade stop.
Oh, I like that now. I like a sawtooth pattern on there. Or is that spot work?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but
I can't see
it's like .012 or something.
Very thin.
very thin blade stock. Which I mean, it's an excellent slicer. You know what I
Right.
mean?
It's chisel
But
ground.
no, it's got a regular grind on it.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, for sure, man.
Full
That's
flat.
yours, Billy. You do what you want with it.
We
It's your
revisit it.
birthday. You can cry if you want to.
You see, like the where the handle meets the blade, there's no ricasso or whatever. Like
Right.
we could definitely revisit that. Do something with it.
Yeah.
The alchemist knife needs to be made out of Pakistani Damascus. Dopey, uh, just like
Your
Billy's favorite knife purchase.
purchase in the last year.
I got taken, man. I got
Yeah, he
taken.
did.
I was buying a knife that was supposed to be made by a U.S. custom knife maker, and it was like 125 bucks, and I was like, shit, I'll take that. Like 125 bucks. What can go wrong? I get it home, and like Courtney looks it
No,
up.
didn't even get it home.
Didn't
I
even
let
get
him
it
know
home.
as soon as he got it.
I took pictures of it and stuff, but she got on she got on the interwebs, used the Google box, and she was like, "That thing is made in Pakistan. It's on Amazon for $35. You idiot."
Oh man, you felt sick after that.
It's
That
all
virus
good.
back to bite you in the butt twice on that, didn't it? It's okay, Billy. That's life.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Don Farber said, needs a bigger finger tool.
This one? Is he being sarcastic?
That was sarcasm.
I mean, it's like perfect. It's perfect.
You could sharpen the
Me?
choil to like a screwdriver in case you had to break in somewhere.
Yeah. Now, this one's in MagnaCut and it's heat treated to 64.5.
Oh wow.
So, we'll need you to match that too. But we'll need a 3/4 inch blade stock.
I think
Three
that was
quarter inch.
chopping firewood.
That's right. What's your immediate goals and plans for Jed Hornbeak?
Um, Planning on going to Blade Show, Texas in February. So
Okay,
getting a bunch of knives ready for that.
awesome, awesome.
Yeah, all different stages. I got 20 or 30 I'm working on right now. Just some of them need to be heat treated. Some of them are heat treated. Just working through the process. But
I'm
yeah,
off to. No, I'm
working
not
for
off tomorrow. I was gonna say I'm off tomorrow. I'll come throw them on the grill for you, but I gotta
yeah,
work.
dude, some snags on the barbie.
That's right.
Uh, um, but I'm filling some orders. I got orders for people. I just sent a spear out to a dude in Canada here not too long ago, which is pretty interesting. Never had a
That
request for a
is.
spear before. It's like a
That is
Hawkins,
interesting.
had big wide guards on it. Um, Work on a knife for Jr. right now. You know Jr.
I don't know JR, but I've heard Scab and Joe talk about JR quite a bit. But
Right. And so I'm not
I,
doing custom orders. I don't know, but I am. If there's models I made before, I can take them and do different stuff to them. Like if I've had um, different handles that people want done, or they can request ones that I've done basically, but I'm not like taking custom orders
if you see
um,
me laughing, dude,
as
I
far
gotta
as
stay out of the comments. Like these
ugly.
guys cracking me up. Look at this. You can name your knife Spider Monkey.
Oh God. The spider monkey.
So I gotta stay out of the comments while I'm trying to listen to you because
Uh,
these guys are cracking me up. Okay, I'm about to cry.
he's one of your faithful subscribers too. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
They know all the stories.
How do
What's
you
your
feel knowing that you're here for their entertainment purposes?
is that why I'm here?
That's why you're here.
I didn't know that. I guess that makes me feel. I thought I thought you start a channel and people show up for your entertainment. That's
And
why
everybody
we're
nice
that's
and
why
happy.
we're sucking.
That's how it's supposed to go.
That's not how it's supposed to go, huh? I'm supposed to. I'm being inconsiderate. Okay, so what is your favorite steel to work with?
I work with
Like,
mainly tool steels. I use a lot of um, D2, 3V, some 80 CRV2, 5160, some spring steels, a few stainless. I don't do a lot of stainless knives, but working on some right now.
okay, all right.
Mainly just tool steels.
D2, like I know this one is ingot, right? But you also work with CPM D2. Do you have any opinions on or preferences between the two? Like, do you prefer ingot over the powder, or
Well, I've
does it
never
matter?
taken two of the same knives, same geometry side by side, D2, CPM D2, and like chopped stuff and done my own testing as far as that goes. But it's supposed to be more structurally sound, so it's not going to chip. It's going to be a little more tougher than just regular D2 because of the way
Okay.
it's put together. It's put together as a powder, and so
Yeah.
there's not voids in the steel. Whereas if it was rolled through a mill, it could have spots here or there, and that's kind of done away with a CPM process that Crucible does.
Yeah,
They're more integrally sound.
somebody was explaining to me. They were like, how that powder metal is made is they actually order the powder ingredients. Like they get powdered magnesium and powder vanadium and shit like that, or not magnesium, manganese, and then like mix all this stuff together, and you still got a bunch of powder, but you evenly um, mix
Right.
it together, I guess. And then,
That's how it is in my mind. I've never seen the process work, but it's kind of like, powder welding. Have you ever seen anybody spray weld anything? It's just, it gets real hot and it sprays this metal and it sticks on as a powder, but it's a metal. And so that's kind of like how this stuff is. It starts off as a powder and compressed somehow in a heat process. And
that's
it
pretty
gets
cool.
all the voids and stuff out, supposedly.
Just a second. Sadly, it